A couple years ago, I was burnt out. I had started my Larry Jacob business and I was surviving. I was paying my bills, but it took everything I had to keep it going. It was sucking me dry and I was exhausted. What got me there? Well, I launched my business December 11th, 2014. I can remember that day like it was yesterday. Um, Larry Jacob started as a side hustle. It was a day job. I had a day job that really enabled me to run this business, and it was slowly getting to the point where I was making as much money on the side as I was in my day job. But then, of course, there were these other things. I was coming up on 50. I had kids in college, bills to pay, things to do, debt, all that great things. It made quitting my day job a lot more complicated. It wasn't an easy, risk-free choice. Well, on one special day, the corporate job did it to me. They let me go. I kind of saw it coming, and honestly, I felt relieved. Um, I don't think I would have ever quit just because I was too scared of what it would mean, and it got me started. Now, fast forward a couple years later, and I was surviving. My wife and I, we were paying our bills, but it seemed like it was all worry, stress, and anxiety. Um, and I knew I couldn't continue that way. I was unhappy. We were unhappy. Something had to change. And that's when um, I thought, let me go back to the men's group that I was a part of from my church. I had kind of made the excuse that I didn't have time to do that anymore. And I just made the decision and I said, I'm going to start going to their Friday gatherings. They meet every Friday at 7 o'clock. And that was a start. It wasn't something that was drastic. I didn't make a 180-degree turn from one minute to the other, but it got me thinking differently. It got me thinking differently about my business, and it got me starting to reflect on why the heck did I start this business in the first place? Now, there was a guy in the group that worked in prison ministry, and I remembered back in the day my grandfather used to do that, and I somehow just thought, I'm going to volunteer to do that. I helped work a retreat in the local state prison. I went and started visiting the prisoners once a month. And I even taught a class to women that were leaving prison. It was an entrepreneur class using a lot of what I had learned for building my business. And, what I noticed is these activities weren't taking that much time. Um, and I was now intentionally making more time to spend time with my wife, with my daughters, with my friends, and it wasn't affecting my business. Those had all been excuses. And, my thinking was if I stay busy, if I work harder, if I spend more time, the business is going to be more successful. And nothing could have been further from the truth. That falsehood of spending time is what it takes to get your business to grow is what was killing me. It wasn't the business that was killing me. Now, I mean, I started my business just like a lot of people. I was thinking, if I start my business, put my wits to work, um, I can make more money than I was making working for somebody else. In my dreams, I was thinking of all the freedom I could get. But what I had really done to myself is I had chained myself to that business and I was a prisoner. I was a prisoner to the business. Now, because I'm driven and determined to make it work, I had really allowed my business to become, my purpose, my center, and the focus of my entire life. And that mental way of thinking is what was doing me and is what was taking me away from the things that I enjoy. Now, looking back on it, it's so obvious, but at the time I was completely blind to it. When I look at the changes I've made in the last 4 years, I'm still committed to my business. I'm still working hard. I'm no less driven. I'm no less determined. I'm going to make this work. But I keep top of mind the fact that I own this business. The business does not own me. Now, because of this renewed perspective, when I compare my life now to the way it was before, it was like if I was watching black and white TV then. That was my level of gray enjoyment. And now I'm living in Technicolor. I'm seeing the colors. I'm enjoying the time. I'm working fewer and fewer weekends. Um, I start my day really early. I happen to be a morning person, so that's not that difficult, but I definitely am over with work before dinner time. And I put boundaries in place to keep it that way. And you know what? I have replaced all the worry, stress, and anxiety I was feeling. Definitely not with regrets about going back to the corporate world. There's no way I'm going back. That almost sounds like the worst thing that could possibly happen. I'm no longer thinking about work, work, work. I mean, sometimes I am. But what I'm thinking a lot more of is how do I enjoy spending more time with my wife of 37 years? I'm thinking about the first granddaughter that we're expecting in the fall. I'm thinking about the fun we had this past weekend when my youngest daughter turned 25, and we went out on the boat, enjoyed time with her friends. And I'm enjoying time with my daughter and her fiance that are in the middle of preparing to get married in the next year. I've really learned to cherish and enjoy my relationships. I've come to see that the relationships I was neglecting are the ones that bring me the most joy. And now I'm spending more time, more mental space celebrating my relationships and enjoying them. So, where are you in this space? How how is your life and your business balancing out? Share with me where you are, and if you've run into the struggle, what are the things that you've done to try to turn things around?